Hi, my name is Noelle, and we're at Baluyoga, about to start a strong core class. So this class should be about 35-ish minutes, give or take. It's designed to bring the sweat to get you moving, which means I'm probably going to be huffing and puffing as I'm moving through this, teaching it. I normally don't teach a rigorous class solely on my mat, and so I'm looking forward to that. When we talk about core, often we think about the core and like sucking our gut in and pulling our navel in. In order to engage the core, we have to start really deep within the core. So it's the strong inner core muscles, also known as mula bandha, so the base of the pelvic floor. If you pull up through the base of the pelvic floor, also practice as a Kegel. The action of stopping the flow of urine. So as you pull up to the base of the pelvic floor, you start to activate the deep core muscles, which is what we're looking for, instead of just like sucking in the belly. We want to strengthen the core from the inside and then use the outer muscles to help support our torso through core activating movements and poses. So as we're moving through this, I want you to practice right now. You can even just take your hands to your knees and begin to pull up to the base of your pelvic floor. So as you pull up, you start to pull energy up towards the heart, literally drawing energy upwards. And as you draw energy upwards, you'll notice that your core muscles will tighten, your pelvic floor specifically will tighten, and then it'll drop. And so then it's a subtle action. So don't tighten it so much that it's like using jaw strength in order to maintain it, but tighten it enough so that you can feel the deep core muscles begin to activate. And then once you have those deep core muscles activated, then you can just hold them so it's not like the pinnacle of the hold. And when you witness it release, then you pull back up and engage the core muscles. So do that a few more times to begin to engage the deep muscles in which we can't see but have fundamental impact on how we move in our bodies. Whether you're a runner, keep working the core muscles. Whether you're a runner, skier, biker, any activity that you do, these core muscles will help give you balance and mobility and strength. And so once we learn how to engage these, they impact all areas of our lives. And so continue to pull up. Yeah, beautiful. Now hold it. Now this time as you pull up, I want you to hold it. Let's see, just keep pulling up and holding and soften your jaw and keep your breath moving as you're doing this, because we'll often want to clench the jaw or the hands as we're engaging the core. So begin to do that. Nice. Okay, big breath in. And then full release out, let the core muscles go. So I'm going to show you a few more things in order to engage the core. If you pivot on your mat, I should also mention I have a couple of blocks that I'm using in this practice. You can bring a stack of books if you don't have blocks as an alternative to blocks for this practice. So once you come onto your sit bones, you're going to pivot. We're moving into Navasana, boat pose. And so draw your lower back in, base your pelvic floor up, and begin to lift your shins. And as you lift your shins, widen your toes. We're going to work on the bandhas here. So mula bandha, base of the pelvic floor, and then engaging the feet. And I'll talk more about this when we're standing, but basically with the engagement of the feet, the inner thighs, the legs engaged, they come on board. We start to pull up with the base of the pelvic floor and lift our heart up towards the sky. And then we get into those deeper core muscles. Okay, take a big breath in, exhale. If it serves you, you can keep your hands here. Also, if you're newer to the practice, you can bring your toes to the earth and balance yourself this way. If this feels like a beautiful place to hang out there. If you can start to straighten your legs, maybe you'll get a little bit of a shake, soften your shoulders, and keep the legs engaged. Keep the toes wide. Inhale, full breath. Okay, exhale, bend your knees, cross your ankles, lift your sit bones up. Give your booty a bit of a shake and place your sit bones back on the floor and begin to fold yourself forward. And so for many of you who come to my classes, know that I like to weave in more esoteric aspects of the practice in, meaning a little bit more consciousness as we begin to move through our practice. So we'll just slowly, as we start to build the core strength, begin to notice aspects in our body where we're holding tension. Okay, so I know we're building strength, but we're also looking at where we're holding strength and don't need to hold that strength. So begin to pull in through the base of your pelvic floor. Lift your feet up or keep your toes on the floor. If you want, you can reach your hands. Okay, now keep the fingertips lifted if your hands are out from underneath your knees, toes wide. You can either keep the knees bent or begin to straighten the knees. Yeah, and then we'll just sink into the breath. So as you begin to breathe here, you might get a little bit of shaking here as I am. As you begin to breathe deep, hold the pose, whichever version you're in. Okay, let's take 2 more breaths in. And 1 breath out, another breath in, breath out. And then we're going to cross the feet in the opposite direction than what you did last time and shake out your sit bones. Place your sit bones back on your mat and fold just a little bit forward so we get into the hips as we start to strengthen the core. Yeah, let's do 1 more round. So inhale, come back up, feet to the earth, hands behind the knees. Draw the base of the pelvic floor in, lift your heart. Now again, as we begin to pull energy in, this is really key for cultivating energetic strength in the body. Okay, it's an action of pulling up Shakti, which is energy, up through the earth and into our core. We kind of harness that energy. We learn to do that through asana and various practices, but we start to harness that energy in the body in order to build strength. And we want this. We want to build energy in the body. We want to begin to build strength. So again, lifting your knees, maybe shins bent or knees bent, maybe legs straight, hands reached up. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Okay, 1 more time. Inhale, full breath in, and breath out. Cross your ankles, opposite direction. Bring your hands to the earth. Lift your sit bones off the floor. Just get some space in the lower back and fold yourself forward. Yeah, okay. Now we're going to come up to standing so I can introduce the bandhas. So Pada Bandha is the base of the feet. It's this action. It's called bandha, means energy lock, but it really helps us pull that energy, which is going to help create a strong core for these deep core exercises. So feet underneath your hips or heels underneath your hips. Feet are only hip width apart, so not too wide, not too narrow. Toes looking forward. Look down to make sure that they're looking forward. Now, press down through your feet. So the pad, the big toe mounds, pinky toe mounds, either side of your heels. Lift the toes and spread them. And as you lift the toes and spread them, bend your knees. Now you can keep the toes lifted just to feel this action in the legs. You're gonna press down through your feet. So toes are lifted, anchoring down through the feet and straightening your legs. As you straighten your legs, you might notice my legs are more engaged than when I was standing inactive in the legs. So my legs are engaged. Now, keep that, maintain that. You can let the toes come down, but you should be working hard with your legs, okay? So as you inhale, reach your hands up. I'm just gonna demo from the side. Keep the legs engaged. So as you inhale, hands reach up, soften your shoulders. So relax your shoulders away from your jaw. Keep your base of your pelvic floor drawing in, navel to spine, fold yourself halfway forward. Yeah, okay, keep the legs super strong. Inhale, draw yourself back up. So we've got 2 actions happening. Base of the pelvic floor is drawing up, and the legs are engaged, okay? So you're pressing down through the feet, base of the pelvic floor is engaged. Yeah, and you should feel that. Let's relax everything and try it again. So toes looking forward, press down through your feet, lift your toes, bend your knees, so the knees are looking in the same direction as the feet. Press down through your feet, yeah, and lengthen up your legs. You're starting to build energy here. We're starting to warm up the body. Base of your pelvic floor draws in, and now pull navel to spine. Reach hands up, full breath in. You can relax your toes back to the earth if you'd like. Keep the core engaged, base of your pelvic floor, and fold yourself forward and go as slowly as you can. And then as you come up, using the strong legs, using your core muscles, don't rush, go slow, go slow, go slow, come all the way back up. Beautiful, let's do that one more time. So press down through your feet, inhale, and as you exhale, you're gonna start to fold here. So keep pressing down through the feet. Inner thighs are engaged, base of your pelvic floor is engaged. You can feel the foundation in your feet. Yeah, okay, big breath in. Exhale it out. And inhale, come all the way back up to standing. This time, bend your knees, lift your toes, come into a squat, Utkatasana. So we're gonna work a little bit of a twist. We wanna warm up the core, so we're gonna twist the core. So keep this squat, and as deep as feels like you can support it. So bend your knees as much as you can feel you can support it. Bring your left elbow across your right knee, hands together in prayer. So as you come together into this version of a twist, if that feels too much, you can lift yourself up like this, okay? Otherwise, if it feels okay to have your elbow on your knee, everyone press into your left heel and bring your outer left hip back so the knees line up again, yeah? And then keep pressing into both hands, open through the chest. Beautiful. Take a full breath in. And then exhale, come back to center. We're gonna work the other side. I'm just pivoting for demo purpose, okay? So bend your knees, reach your hands. You're gonna bring your right elbow across your left knee. Again, you can work this version if that feels better in your body. Hands together, pressing to your opposite heel, so your right heel, and send that outer right hip back, yeah? And then lift with the lower ribs as you press your hands in towards each other. Broaden through your collarbones, keep bending your knees. Stay with your breath. Full breath in. Nice, okay, exhale, come back to center. Take a breath in, and with your exhale, fold. Yeah. And as you press into your feet in the forward fold, keep your knees slightly bent, so the goal isn't to just round the back to reach the floor. You've got your stack of blocks, so if you feel like you need a little bit more height just to get your hands to the floor, use your blocks. Now press down through your feet, okay, and lift your toes. Lengthen up your legs, so we feel that length coming into the legs, and then just fold from the hip creases instead of rounding the back, okay? First, fold from the hip creases, let your hands come back to your mat, just let your head hang, or mat or blocks, any kind of prop. So just let yourself hang, press down through your feet, full breath in. Okay, we're gonna use that strength in the legs. So strong legs, base your pelvic floor and navel to spine. Use that to lift yourself all the way back up to standing, hands together above your head, palms together, and slowly bring your hands to your heart center. Once hands come to heart center, close your eyes for a moment, relax your feet, relax your legs, come back to your breath. Okay, stay within your breath, and with closed eyes, you'll start to notice how you've been moving and stimulating the body, allowing energy to flush itself through you. Just notice where there's some tension and that you don't need to be holding it right now. We'll take a big breath into the place where you're holding that tension. And then full breath out through your mouth, deep breath out. Okay, one more time. Big breath in, wherever the tension you feel in your body is. And then full exhale out through your mouth. Okay, inhale, open your eyes. Step to the top of your mat. Okay, so we're gonna activate these bandhas in the body. So pressing down through your feet, lifting your toes. Bend your knees so they go over your toes. Press down, lengthen up through the legs. Okay, as you lengthen up through your legs, reach your hands up towards the sky. Soften your shoulders. Full breath in. Base your pelvic floors, drawing a navel to spine. And then fold yourself slowly forward. We're gonna hover here. Okay, soft bend in your knees. So if you have a tendency to hyperextend your legs, keep them softer. You can do this while still pressing strong into your feet. Okay, big breath in. And with your exhale, sweep your hands back. Inhale, sweep your hands forward. Exhale, sweep your hands back. Okay, inhale forward. Exhale back. One more time. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Release yourself, hands back to the earth, feet under your hips. Inhale, press down through your feet. We're gonna halfway lift. Again, you can have blocks here. Lift your heart up halfway, press to your feet. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. This helps reduce tension in the neck and the jaw. We tend to clench the shoulders, so just be mindful of that. And then with your exhale, fold yourself forward. Okay, you're gonna take your hands to the earth. You're probably gonna bend your knees in order to do that and step or float yourself back into a plank. Once in plank, wrists are under shoulders. We've got two variations of plank. So you can either perform this on your knees, hands to the earth, right? Knees are behind my hips. You can see this. So if I come up, I've got my knees lifted. What's happening here, whichever version I'm doing, is I'm still engaging the feet, like as if I was standing. I'm drawing the base of my pelvic floor and navel to spine. Roll forward over your toes, and then lower everything in unison, if your knees are lifted, down to your mat. So 10 toes to the earth, lift your heart, big breath in. Nice. Okay, exhale, relax, come back to the earth, toes tuck. Either knees stay on your mat if you're gonna press up on your knees, or knees lift, engage your feet. So press your heels towards the wall behind you, navel to spine. Press up through plank and back into a down dog. Okay, soft bend in your knees in down dog. It's tempting to straighten your legs and take your heels towards the earth. Often when we do that, we lock out the hips and the lower back. So keep the knees bent. Yeah, drawing navel to spine, base your pelvic floor in. Lift your right heel, come up on your left toes. As your right heel lifts, get a little bit of distance between the left and right heel and just take your left heel towards the earth. Get a stretch in that left hamstring. Big breath in, okay? And then inhale, hug your knee into your chest and come into a plank with the knee hugging into your chest. Yeah, and bring your knee on the outside of your right tricep back into your chest. Outside of your right tricep, back into your chest. One more time. Outside of the right tricep, back into your chest, and then float back into a three-legged down dog. Keep the leg lifted, roll forward, or you can take your foot to the floor and come down to the mat. 10 toenails on your mat, press up cobra. Beautiful, full breath in, and exhale, lower down. Ready, come back up. So again, knees either on the floor or lifted. Press up through your knees or your feet. Lift your knees, navel to spine, base your pelvic floor, and press up through plank, back into a down dog. Okay, shift your weight to your right foot, lift your left heel up, come up onto the toes of the right foot, left heel lifts, extend them, in opposite directions, and then take your right heel down towards the mat and start to elongate between your heels. Yeah, begin to feel this distance opening between your heels, opening your right calf. Okay, big breath in, and then exhale, hug back into center, left knee into chest, okay, and then take your left knee outside left tricep, left knee into chest, outside tricep, into chest, one more round, outside tricep, into chest, and then goes back up, three-legged down dog. Roll forward, come into a plank, heels lifted, breath is full, come down to the mat, always having the option of taking the knees to the earth. 10 toes on the earth. Lift your heart, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Again, toes tuck, knees lifted or to the earth, navel to spine. Press up through plank. Roll yourself back into a down dog. Nice. Okay, and then shift your weight to your left foot. Lift your right heel up. Stack your right hip on top of your left. Open through the right side body. And take your left heel, that left heel towards the earth. Okay, we're pressing into both hands equally, opening through the right side body. Take a full breath in. Yeah, full breath out. Okay, inhale, hug your knee into your chest and step forward between your hands. You're gonna press into both feet, float yourself up. So in a lunge, front knee is bent, back knee can have a slight bend to it. Reach your hands up. As you exhale, come forward, reach your hands forward. Imagine you're holding a beach volleyball here, and you're using deep core muscles to maintain this, to sustain this in the body. Again, pressing through your feet, you can feel the strength in your legs. Okay, exhale, swim it out. Reach your hands back, full breath in. Keep that strength in the legs. Base your pelvic floor drawing in. Inhale, lift your heart, roll your shoulders open. Yeah, bend your front knee a little bit more so the knee is tracking over the front foot. Open through the chest. Yeah, press your hands towards the earth. Lift the heart, lift your chin slightly. Soft smile on your face. Yeah, big breath in. Exhale, release your hands to the earth. Press into your front foot, step forward with your left. Okay, inhale, halfway lift, look forward, and exhale, fold. Again, using blocks as you need to. You're gonna bend your knees as deeply as serves your body. Take your hands to the earth. Press into your hands, bend your knees, and walk or float your feet back into a plank. Okay, wrists are under shoulders. Again, knees to the earth or knees lifted. Engage the feet, roll forward over the toes. Find your way down to your mat. 10 toenails on your mat. Lift your shoulders, lift your heart, press into your hands. Baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Toes tuck, knees lift. Inhale, press up or on your knees, and then back, down dog. Okay, shift your weight to your right foot, lift your left heel up. Come up on your right toes, lift up with the left heel a little bit more. And then right heel to the earth, you're gonna bend your left knee, stack your left hip on top of your right, press into both hands. Stay with your breath. Yeah, full breath in, full breath out. See if you can lift your left knee a little bit higher. Press into both hands and equalize your shoulders, so don't dump into that right shoulder. Another big breath in. And as you exhale, step forward with your left foot. So your left heel arrives under your left knee. You're gonna press into both feet. Lift yourself up into high lunge. Reach your hands up. Okay, keep bending into your front knee. Hands reach forward. So imagining that there's that beach volleyball between your hands and squeeze in with your hands. Soften your jaw, but strengthen through your feet. Base of your pelvic floor draws in, navel to spine. Stay here, maintain your breath. Okay, exhale, reach your hands back. Bend your front knee, bend your back knee a little bit as you do this. Interlace your hands, yeah, and then roll your shoulders open and open the chest. Bend a little bit more into your front knee. This will wake up the legs. Full breath in. Deep breath out. Okay, release your hands back to your mat. Step into a plank, either plank on the knees or plank lifted. Roll over your toes. Bend your elbows. Come down to the earth. 10 toenails to the earth. Lift up, cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, knees lift.
Yeah? Press into your hands, lift yourself all the way back up. And float yourself back into a down dog. So we've got those deep core muscles really going. I'm going to play a little bit here. Look between your hands. So see if you can be a little bit playful, less certain. Bend your knees so you're creating like a spring in the legs. Looking between your hands. Engage your core, engage the navel to your spine. And float maybe yourself forward. Even if you only float a little distance, play with that. Yeah? Okay, so then press down through your feet. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, fold. Okay? Pressing into your feet, lift yourself all the way up. Palms above your head. Exhale, hands to heart. Shift your weight to your right foot. Bend your right knee. This is key. So you're going to bend your right knee. And as you bend your right knee, take your left ankle over your right knee. I'm going to engage the base of the left foot so that it's flat instead of like twisted. We're not twisting the ankle. Okay? And then take the weight on your right foot. And as you bend your right knee, bring your sit bones back like you're going to sit in a chair. So your spine is long. Hands can be on your hips. Yeah? And then sink in here. Soften your jaw. Yeah, deepen your breath. Bring your hands to your ankle and your knee. This is a perfect place to hang out if this is where it feels good, okay? We haven't done much for the hip opener, so it depends how you feel. You might feel like you could fold yourself down to your props or down to the floor, okay? If by chance you feel like you can fold yourself down to the floor, you're welcome. We're going to add in a little level 2 here, but it's not necessary. You don't have to go here. So you can take your palms and place them on the floor. Remember I was talking about Pada Bandha with the feet, right? How the feet are engaged. Same thing is happening with the hands. So if this feels okay, if you go, okay, I can do this, you can bend your elbows and rest your shin on your 2 triceps, both triceps. Wrap your left foot around your right? And maybe you can get a little air time here. Use your core, deep core muscles. Take a breath in. Okay, breath out. If you're playing with that, slowly back to the earth with your foot. Lift your heart up, yeah? And then all the way back up to standing. Foot to the earth, both feet under your hips. Beautiful. Press down through your feet. We're going to move through vinyasa. So press down, engage the core, engage the legs, engage the core. Hands reach up. Go slow so we keep the core engaged. Fold yourself forward. Hands down to the earth. Nice. Inhale, halfway left, or blocks. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Bend your knees. Walk or float yourself back into a plank. Okay, in plank, again, knees on the earth or knees lifted. You're gonna roll forward over your toes, bend your elbows, come down, or you could come down halfway, roll over your feet, moving into up dog. So just the tops of the feet, hands to the earth, broaden through your collarbones. Okay, if you're moving back from this version, navel to spine, and pull yourself back with your navel. Going back into a down dog. And again, playing with the spring, you're going to bend your knees, look forward between your hands, yeah? And use your legs like a spring. Just play, a little bit of playfulness here. Keep looking between your hands and see how far you can float your feet forward. And that's it. And whichever distance you didn't get to, just walk your feet more forward. Okay, so feet under hips, hands to the earth. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, fold. Press through your feet. Lift yourself all the way back up. Palms together above your head. Exhale, hands to your heart. Okay, shift your weight to your left foot. Place your right ankle over your left knee. Okay, and again, same thing. We're working that right foot so that it's open and we're not torquing the ankle. Right, the ankle is nice and flush. There's no creases in the ankle, in the skin around the ankle.
Okay, knee is healthy. We sit back by bending left knee. Hands can be on your hips or on your knee and ankle to start. Yep, big breath in. Exhale. Again, option to stay here. Okay, if it feels like you want to fold forward and you have props that you're going to use, then you can fold forward and hang out here on your props. If you want to go a little bit further, you can bring your hands down to the earth. Again, bending your elbows, placing your shin on your triceps. Wrap your right foot around your left tricep. Okay? Navel to spine, draw the core in. Keep your foot engaged. That's going to help sustain this balance. Take a breath in. Nice, foot back to the earth. Okay, if you were in flight, you can come back to the earth. Everyone, all the way back up to standing. Feet to the top of your mat. Hands in front of your chest. Okay, full breath in. Yeah, full breath out. Okay, press down through your feet. Last vinyasa. Okay, inhale, strengthen your legs. Reach your arms up, palms together. Exhale, strong core, navel to spine. Go slow, hands to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, bend your knees. Walk or float your feet back into a plank. Right? And then feet are engaged. Roll forward over your toes. We're going to go up dog version here or cobra. Whatever serves you. So tops of your feet to the earth. Hands to the earth. Lift your heart. Full breath in. Nice. Okay. Exhale, navel to spine. Float back. Down dog. So soften your shoulders in down dog. Watch the temptation to clench. Again, in your neck. Deepen your breath. Keep your knees softly bent to actually open through the hamstrings. I know it's counterintuitive. Knees bent will help you open through the hamstrings. Okay, big breath in. Exhale. You're going to shift your weight to your left foot, lift your right heel up. Right knee comes in. We're going to go pigeon right side. So starting our cool down. Okay, so the right knee over to the right side of your mat. Right heel under your left hip. You want to press into your right knee and your left knee and find balance in the pelvis. Yeah, this is key. So as you find balance in the pelvis, just see if you can get a little bit of float here. This is those deep core muscles. We press down through the engaged legs. Maybe you can float yourself up. Okay, try not to sink onto your right cheek. Okay, the balance in the pelvic floor. Nice. If it feels okay, you can begin to come forward. You've got props, so you're welcome to fold forward onto the props. Right, either forward onto your props or forward onto your forearms. And watch that head. If you want to rest it, you can, support your head with a prop at any angle. You can support your head with your forearms. Sink into your breath. And soften your neck. We'll take 2 more breaths in and out here. And then slowly walk yourself back up. So hands to the earth, toes tuck. Okay, we're going to engage the core. So we've been working all this core.
Lift your back knee. So you're gonna hover here, draw a base of your pelvic floor and navel to spine, strong leg. Takes you back into a down dog. And just take a moment in down dog to wake up the body, shift your weight to your right foot. Left heel lifts. Bring your left knee all the way forward. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, and with that left knee forward, back knee to your mat. And we're gonna keep that left knee out to the left heel under the right hip-ish. And then press into your left knee, right knee, so you start to engage the legs. This is beginning to support you, so you actually open the hips instead of dumping into that left cheek. Okay, so again, using base of pelvic floor, navel to spine, you might be able to get airborne here if you want, or just settle down here. Yeah, nice. Okay, slowly you can fold yourself forward, and supporting yourself in any way that you want with your head, right? Because we want that neck supported. If you're not coming down that far, this is the great thing about props, is you can keep your head more upright as you fold yourself forward. Yeah, big breath in. Okay, we'll take 2 more rounds of breath in and out. And this time, when you come up, we're going to come out a little different. You're going to sit onto your left cheek. Be really gentle with that back leg. Bring yourself onto your seat and feet together. Knees out. I'm just turning on the mat so that you can see what I'm doing. So opening up into Baddha Konasana, which is butterfly pose. Knees out wide. We're going to press the feet in towards each other. You can sit on a prop if you feel like your lower back is rounding here. And just gently guide yourself forward from your hips. So often when we go into this, we have this temptation of wanting just to round the chest. Keep the heart lifted. Focus more on folding from the hips, because this is what we're actually opening. It's the hips, so it doesn't matter how far down you get, because it's a hip opener, right? Inner groin, upper hamstring, you'll feel it all in these muscles. So just be gentle here. Nice, okay, full breath in. Full breath out. Lift yourself back up. We're gonna lay down onto your mat. Okay, so you can either do so with using the core. You've got 3 options. You keep your feet on the floor and lift your hands and slowly go back. You can support yourself and go back. Or you can lift your feet, go into Navasana, and as slowly as you can, find your way down to your mat. Okay, once you get down to your mat, then you can reach your hands over your head and press out through your left heel and your reach with your left hand. So same side. Elongated left side body. Yeah, we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So press out through your right heel, reach through your right fingertips. Get that nice length. Right side body. Okay, and take your heels mat width apart and shake out your body. Just rest your shoulders. We're moving into Shavasana, and you can stay in Shavasana as long as you want, but just take a moment to land here before rushing this part. So let your feet relax, like feel your legs soften. Palms are beside your hips and out wide as well, so it gives the shoulders an opportunity to tuck underneath you. And then feel yourself relax and release. This is an integral part of the practice. This is where we assimilate, digest the practice. And so take a few deep breaths in
And then big exhale out through your mouth. Let's do a couple more of those. And just let yourself rest for as long as you want in Shavasana, jaws soft, eyes closed.